It's because they dealt with a girl like this, that done stressed the hell out of them to the point where they just stop liking women. Like this is the type of chick you deal with, and now you talking about some MGTOW. You don't even want to get in no real coochie no more. You got them jacking off the Pornhub all night because this chick done pissed you off so much that you think every woman is like just complete trash. I don't think every woman is complete trash, but I think a lot of the most attractive women, they really don't offer that much, bro, because they got by on their looks for so long that we set the standard for them super low. You ain't gotta do shit. You pretty. Oh, you look good. Nah, you need to put that girl to work, man. You need to put her to work. Have you ever met a very attractive man or a very attractive woman and wondered how are they still single? I think this is a big misconception amongst a lot of people. They think if you got the looks, it's a cakewalk when it comes to dating. Now, maybe when it comes to hookups and flings, yeah, it's a lot easier. But when it still comes to serious relationships, it shows that attractive people are still struggling. Everybody's struggling. But a lot of people would think it'd be super easy as an attractive person, but that is not the case. So we're going to talk about it today. I got a little story time too. I was talking to a girl yesterday, and this will really make me think of this topic. So y'all know the deal. Is basically aka Cole Brown Official. I'd appreciate you if you would appreciate that like button. So first, I want to touch on the men. Why are attractive men single? First off, I want to say they have higher standards, and this is something I realized. Like, I don't just take anything now. The more options you have, the more selective you are. And sometimes, it's hard to find what you really want. And I think most men, we aren't asking for that much. I'm not asking for that much, man. Truly, I'm not asking for that much. I just want a woman that knows how to cook, that's pleasant to be around, and she's not on no 304 behavior. But most of these women out here are on 304 behavior because that's what's getting pushed onto them. You see the way they dress. You see the way they talk, the way they act. You see the type of music they listen to. Majority of women in America, at least, they are not wife material. So when you start to get picky, when you experience a whole bunch of women, now you're like, okay, I don't want most of these girls. Now you sleep with them because you're attracted to them, but they're not long-term material, and you can realize that. And then you kind of have a conflating thing going on because the women you sleeping with, they aren't long-term. And then the women you see long-term, you might not find all of them attractive. So it's really thin pickings, even though you're not asking for that much. I always say this, like, if I found a woman like my grandma, I'd settle down. But I haven't met a single woman that's even close to my grandma. Now, she grew up in different time, different ages. The culture was different. The environment was different. But I mean, these women don't even come close. Most of these women don't know how to cook. Most of these women don't have any interest of cooking. It's like, women don't want to do what they should be best at. And I'm not just talking about cooking, but the girl I talked to last night, I was going to wait later in the video to touch on this, but we're going to touch on it right now. She's talking about how, the topic of kids came up. How many kids would you want to have? I said like 3 or 4. And she like, yeah, I want to have an even number. Okay. And she would like just ask me questions like, what would my future look like if everything could be the way I want it to be? And I said, hopefully I'm making enough money. So like, yeah, my girl might be working, but when we have the kids, I don't want her to be working. Like, I don't want to hand my kids off 5, 6 months, years old to somebody else. Like, I want my girl to have the option to stay home with the kids, especially if we're having 4 of them. I want her to have the option to stay home with the kids. And matter of fact, I want her to stay at home with the kids the first couple of years, like the most important years of their life. Like, most women would be happy to do that. That's what I would think. She was like, oh yeah, that's not going to work for me. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. She's like, if I stay home with the kids, I want to do that because I want to do it, not because my husband wants me to do that. And I'm like, bitch. I'm like, you stupid bitch. That's what I'm thinking. You stupid bitch. Like, what is going on? And see, this is what a lot of these women, they never reflected on the situation. I remember I had a conversation with her the other day, and I asked her, about her parents and stuff like that. And her mom's single. And I'm like, would you want to end up like your mom? No. Well, you're going to end up just like your mom because you act just like your mom. And I could tell she acts just like her mom because it's such an emphasis on, I need to work. I need to be making my money. I said, why can't you just take a couple of years off? Because she's like, well, then I might not want to go back to work. And then if it doesn't work out, what do I have to rely on? And I'm like, why are you so focused on things going left? You told me marriage is a lifelong thing. Now you're talking about if it doesn't work out, I need to be making my own money. I need to be able to support myself and all this other stuff. And it's just like, why are you so concerned about what's going wrong? Right? If I was the man you want to be with for the rest of your life, that's what you say. Then why are you focused on this going left? You know, like, why would you not want to be there for your kids, their best years? If you love kids so much, why would you want to go straight back to work after like 2 or 3 months off? 2 or 3 months is not enough. She's like, well, why don't you take a year or two off and watch the kids? I'm like, and I asked her, I said, do you not believe in gender roles like at all? And she's like, no, not really. But I'm like, I'm not finna be breastfeeding the kid. You know, like, women don't even want to be women anymore. That's why I realized, like, why would you not want to be there with your baby for the first year, first 2 years, first 3 years? Why would you not want that? Why would you want to be in a rush to go back to work? You know what I'm saying? And this is how brainwashed a lot of people are. They prioritize their jobs, work, over everything else. They'll put their work before everything else. So you love kids. You all about family. This is so important to you. But you can't take a year off, 2 years off from work to raise your kids. Because work is so important. I got to have my goals. Why can't you put the family first? Because that's what women used to do back in the day. They used to put the family first. So I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but, you know, the simple stuff that a lot of men want, they're not even delivering on that. So that's why even the most attractive guys, a lot of time, they just having flings. Because most of these women aren't qualified. If we're being honest, because they don't even want to do the basics. I'm not going to be that woman that come home and cook every night. Okay. All right. Next is when you are very attractive, when you're on body game, women are intimidated by you. A lot of these women will self-sabotage themselves. They'll be looking, and this is how a lot of women date. They'll look for a reason not to like you. Like, we be doing the opposite. We be looking at Shawty like, oh, what? Come on, like, what does she have that I could take her serious? Like, we looking on trying to qualify these chicks, especially on the dating apps. We're not looking at what's wrong with her. We looking at what's right with her. Yeah, you know, she not all that, but she look like her booty kind of fat. Swipe right, swipe right. Now, we might just be looking at hookups. Then once we meet her, it could be more. But these women, they looking to disqualify you off the rip. A lot of these women will self-sabotage. You know? And I think the girl last night, she felt some type of way because I was like, oh, no, I don't drink. Then she talking about, don't tell me you don't like McDonald's. I'm like, McDonald's, ugh. And she like, you don't drink soda, do you? I'm like, oh, absolutely not. So I feel like she could already tell what direction the conversation was going. So before I could cut her off, she cut me off. You know? She knows she don't qualify for me. She's talking about she eat McDonald's on a regular basis. She drinking soda. Yeah, that's not my type of chick, especially for the long term. Y'all know how I feel. I'm like, I'm not finna have my kids be some big back beluga back whales. I don't want my kids, 5 years old, 80 pounds. I'm good on that. No, I don't want no big back kids. I want my kids to be athletic. I want my kids to be set up in the best situation they could possibly have, And a woman like that, she's not going to give you healthy kids. Kids going to be unhealthy and all types of stuff. She the type of chick, she's not even going to breastfeed the kids. She going to go get the powder from the fake stuff. She don't want to breastfeed the kids. She the type of woman, yeah. She not a good mother. Even though she claims like, oh yeah, it's so important to me. No, it's not important to you. Because the most important thing is for you to stay in this system and work your ass off for the next 50 years and give all your time to this job that really doesn't care about you. That's your priority. You just don't realize it. You don't have no awareness. And last but not least is attractive men a lot of times go for the most attractive women. And I've said this before in the past that a lot of times the most attractive women, they aren't going to be the best for you. The baddies, the baddies, they bad for you. That's the best way I can put it. The baddies, the super thick ones, the ones that just like, oh, yeah, a lot of times those chicks they're not solid for the long run. And even the girl I was talking to last night, she was attractive. And, this kind of goes off the woman. While attractive women are single, they delusional as hell. They're delusional as hell. Like, when I was talking to her, she has a very inflated ego. And it's like, everybody you mess with has been lying to you. And I remember she even told me that her ex, she had dated a guy for 6 years. She's telling me about her ex. And she was like, yeah, I just need someone that challenges me because, you know, he would never say anything. He would always just be like, yeah, you're right. You're right. He would agree with everything I say. So it's like, okay, you say you don't want a guy that just agrees with everything you say, but then you can't get on the man's program. So what you want doesn't even exist. But see, this is how a lot of these attractive women are. They got used to simps. They got used to these simp guys that do everything she wants. So then when they get with a guy that's like, nah, we doing it this way, she can't even get on program because she don't know what that is. She been running the program her whole life. Now, will she find a guy that she really into and she'll get in line? Yeah, but you're going to be bumping heads on a consistent basis with a chick like this. And this is how a lot of the very attractive women are. They got their ass kissed their whole life. So a lot of the most attractive women, dog, it's not pleasant. You know, it might look cool, all these guys, they posted up with an attractive woman, but I promise you, a lot of these dudes, they be going through a lot of shit behind closed doors. I promise you, bro. The most attractive women, a lot of these chicks, it might look good on the surface, but I promise you, a lot of the most attractive women are going to give you the biggest headaches. And I'm not just saying this. I've seen many people say this. You know, so can you find an attractive woman that's not a headache? Yes. Yes, you know. Can you find an ugly woman that's an extreme headache? Yes. But I'm saying on average, the most attractive women have a very inflated ego. They don't live in reality because they don't know what that is. Their whole life they have been lied to. Even the girl last night, she was like, why do you want to, she's like, why are you like talking to me? And I'm just told like, you know, I find you attractive and I feel like the conversations went pretty good. And then later on, she like brings it back up. She's like, you really didn't have much to say. You just said, you know, the conversation was good and you find me attractive. And I'm like, yeah, is that not enough to talk to somebody? Like, what are we talking about? She's like, well, you could have said I was funny or you like my personality. And she like going on and on and on. And I'm just like, why do you even think this way? Like, why would I tell you all this stuff when I hardly know you? It's because she's so used to these simps just licking her ass. Just, she used to them super simps. They don't even know, old girl, they licking that ass. They licking your feet. Licking the feet, licking the ass. I'm not that type of guy. And I never will be that type of guy. You feel me? So she so used to these guys bending over backwards when she didn't even bring anything to the table. These super simps, dog. I'm not that type of guy. But a lot of these very attractive women, they used to that treatment. Oh, you're so funny. You have a great personality. And it's like, shawty, you really ain't funny. Most of these women ain't funny, if we're being honest. I'm not trying to sound misogynistic or sexist or anything, but like, let's be real, dog. Even look at these women comedians. You look at most of these women comedians, dog. All they do is say sexual jokes, and the jokes don't even be funny for real. You know, anytime I went to a show, I went to one show where it was a woman comedian, and all she did was sing about like titties the whole time and nipples, and I'm just like, bro, what is this? This shit was terrible. And then anytime I see a clip on Facebook or Instagram and it's a woman comedian, it's trashed every single time. And I look at the comment section, they're like, yeah, women comedians. But this chick thinks she's so funny. She's so hilarious. Her personality is so amazing. Just because these guys are lying to her to smash her. You know what I'm saying? Just because her ex was just like a fall down dude. And I remember she told me like, boy, I was honest with Shadi. She couldn't handle the truth though. And I probably should have kept it to myself. But, you know, I slipped up. I was honest with her. I'm like, look, the way you be moving, like, you can't even be with a solid dude. Like, you won't have to be with a dude. Because she complained to me about her ex. She been with this dude for 6 years. She said he the type of guy, he'll walk across the street and he won't look both ways. Like, he doesn't think at all. I'm like, well, that's the only type of guy you can be with. Because if a man thinks for himself and he tries to lead, you won't even let him lead because you want to lead so bad. Because your head's too big. Your head is too big to follow. But enough about that story, man. I might touch on it a little bit later because it kind of relates to this. But now we're talking about the women. Why are women single? Why are these attractive women? She got that shape on her. Why is she single? Why can she not find a man? They get used to the pumping and dumping. Yeah. Because a lot of these attractive women, they go for the top, the peak, the top tier men. A lot of these attractive women, they get put in rotations of these top tier men. She try to go for the best man she can possibly get. She might go for the athletes. She might go for the celebrities, the comedians, whatever. And a lot of these guys are just going to pump her and dump her. She look good, but that's it. So a lot of these women get stuck in that rotation. And even the girl I talked to last night, I remember she was like so concerned about body count and all that stuff. That's how she started the conversation with me. Like, oh, how many women have you been with and yada, yada, yada. And I just say a number, I say higher or lower. But anyway, she was so concerned about it. And then come to find out, Shawty like got smashed by 3 dudes in the span of like a month. She was like, well, I was in a 6-year relationship. And it's just like, Shawty gonna keep getting pumped and dumped. Because she ain't been out in this dating market for long. And I can tell she don't know what she's doing. So she gonna keep getting pumped and dumped. She gonna have a lot of these guys lie to her and finesse her out the panties. You know, I was keeping in the beam with her and she didn't appreciate that. But she gonna have a lot of dudes finesse her out of panties. Because a lot of these women, that's the type of treatment these dudes do. Like, she's hot, but then you're around her long enough and you're like, I'm good on her. So a lot of these women, a lot of these attractive women, they don't offer more than just their looks. They think just because they got a good job and they look good, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But it's like, no. And I remember this girl last night, she said, I don't want to like cater to a man. I'm just like, what? Why would you not want to cater to your man? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. When I heard her saying that, I'm just like, wow, like this is actually insane. You don't want to cater to your man at all? She's like, I mean, obviously I want to be good to him, but it's like, I'm not trying to really cater to him like that. Like, I got my own stuff going on. It's just like, everything's about you. Everything's so selfish. But she grew up with a single mom, so I'm not surprised. So yeah, a lot of these women, they get stuck in that pumping up. They want the most attractive guy. They have these unrealistic standards. And even this girl last night, she said, yeah, I want to do that's at least like 6 foot. I want a guy that's in shape. Okay, how many guys are 6 foot and in shape? You're already in a small pool of men. And now you want the guy that doesn't let you walk on him, but he's not too stuck in his ways. Like, what you really asking for damn near doesn't exist. You know, so you're going to keep getting pumped and dumped because the guys that are over 6 foot and they're in very good shape, they're just going to tell you what you want to hear and they're going to smash you and then dash you. All right, so I say that's one of the main reasons for the women. Next is going on unrealistic standards. These women have unrealistic standards. Like I said, she wants a guy that's 6 foot and in shape, and a lot of times these women aren't super firm on those standards. She would still date a guy that's 5'6", 5'7", and that's why I tell y'all, like, don't get caught up on stuff you don't have control over. Because I remember I asked her, like, what is her celebrity crush? And she said Bruno Mars. I said, you know how tall Bruno Mars is? She's like, yeah, I don't care at all. That man is fine. So a lot of times she'll make exceptions. And I know some of y'all like, well, I ain't know Bruno Mars. Like, he's a millionaire and he's a singer and all this other stuff. But a lot of times women make exceptions. Because a lot of time, well, most of these women out here saying they want, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. A lot of these women are delusional. Like I say, especially the very attractive women, they're delusional. You know, like I said, they get these unrealistic standards because they're so used to ass kiss. They're so used to getting their feet licked in their ass kiss that they start to think they're way better than what they are. They start to think, they start thinking they queens. They eating consistent fast food, drinking sodas. They smoking, they drinking, but you a queen. How you a queen, but you living like a sailor? You talking like a sailor. You cussing like a sailor. You smoking, you drinking soda. You don't work out. But then you expect a guy that's over 6 foot, that's in shape. No, make it make sense. And you know, a lot of times I'm kind of more of a positive light in the YouTube space. But this girl last night, I'm like, okay, this is like the typical chick guys be talking about. Like, when guys get red pill rage, it's because they dealt with a girl like this. You know, that done stressed the hell out of them to the point where they just stop liking women. Like, this is the type of chick you deal with, and now you talking about some MGTOW shit. You don't even want to get in no real coochie no more. You got them jacking off the Pornhub all night because this chick done pissed you off so much that you think every woman is like just complete trash. I don't think every woman is complete trash, but I think a lot of the most attractive women, they really don't offer that much, bro, because they got by on their looks for so long that we set the standard for them super low. You ain't gotta do shit. You pretty. Oh, you look good. Nah, you need to put that girl to work, man. You need to put her to work. And last but not least is upbringing. And I think this kind of genetics too, because you gotta think about it. A lot of these women that are super bad, super attractive, their moms was super attractive. You know? And I've seen this many times. I messed with a couple women like that were very attractive. And then you look at their mom was a single mom. And their mom's attractive. So it's like, They're just learning from their mom. And that's why they have like this boss baby mentality, like, oh, go get your bag, don't rely on a man and all this other stuff. And that's the only way they think, man. And it was crazy to me when this girl's like, why can't you just take a couple years off from work and then I go to work? And it's just like, you said family is important to you. Why would you not want to be with the kids that came out your coochie? You want to go right back to work after 2 or 3 months. What? And I don't even think she really knows what she's talking about, because when push come to shove, I think if she had a kid, she'd probably want to stay home with it. But she said, oh, I'd have to do that on my terms. I'll do it because I want to do it. And I'm just like, shawty, you're not getting on program. No, you're not getting on program. And you're going to have to go find another guy like your ex that's weak that you could walk on, because you don't know how to get in line right now. So you're going to have to find one of these soft beta males that you can run the whole program. And he's not going to give you any pushback. You say you want a man to challenge you and, you know, and she was Hispanic. She was Puerto Rican. I don't know. Puerto Ricans, in my experience, Puerto Rican women are difficult. I'm going to just say it, though. And that's the thing, like I said, a lot of light-skinned chicks that I've dealt with, they haven't worked out. And a lot of Puerto Rican chicks, it hasn't worked out. And those are probably like top tier for me. They at the top of the list. But like I said, a lot of times the most attractive women, they might look the best. Puerto Rican chicks, they might look the best to me. Light-skinned chicks, they might look the best for me. But I think that's why they have the biggest egos a lot of times. I'm not saying all the time. I'm just saying what I've seen. Okay, I'm talking about my experience. So some of y'all gonna come in the conversation, oh, I got a solid Puerto Rican chick. I'm not saying your woman can't be solid if she Puerto Rican, dog. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I see. You know, but then these Mexican chicks, they more solid. I'm just gonna say it. A lot of Mexican chicks, they be more solid, bro. They have, because a lot of them, they still have some traditional values. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just like, that's crazy. You say you all about family, but you wouldn't want to stay home with the kids for the first year, first 2 years, first 3 years. You want to go right back to work, but you all about family. That's so important to you. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're lying to yourself. You just running on the same programming your mom been running on. You don't think for yourself at all. And this is why, like, the recent videos, if y'all been watching a lot of my videos through the past 2 months, I keep talking about, you got to look at your parents and reflect on them. Ask yourself, do you want the same life as your parents? A lot of people will say no. So go look at their flaws and start making changes, bro. Because if you don't change, you're going to end up just like them. A lot of people end up just like their parents, and they just don't have that awareness to see it. You know, this chick going to end up just like her mom. Probably have 1 or 2 kids, be a single mom. That's how she's going to end up. Because she had the same thinking of her mom. You know, when we talk about marriage, she already talking about, well, I need to have myself set up because what if it doesn't work out? But then you just told me marriage is till death do us part. You don't really mean that. You're not really about that. And she's the type of chick, the smallest thing happens, she gonna jump ship. Yeah, she gonna jump ship. She not solid. Yeah, she not solid whatsoever. So going through it again, man. A lot of men are single because they have high standards. A lot of women will be intimidated by you. Like I said all the time, when you get on body game, when you're very attractive, some of these women will self-sabotage. A lot of men go for the most attractive women. You stop worrying about the important traits. And I'm not saying looks don't matter, because they absolutely do. I think you have to be attracted to your lady. You know, you don't want a chick that you like, oh, she hardly made the cut, because 5, 10, 15 years down the road, now she really not going to be making the cut. But don't always go for the best looking. Like, don't prioritize looks way too much. Like, you still got to look at her other attributes. What else is she good for? You know what I'm saying? What else are her good qualities? Because a lot of guys, they don't care about any of the other qualities. If she look good, oh, I want her to be my woman. You know what I'm saying? Really do a deeper dive into her, man. And then next on the women, they get used for fun. A lot of these very attractive women, they getting pumped and dumped. Especially when they get on these dating apps, dog. They go for the top tier man. You know, so then they get these unrealistic standards because they so used to getting their ass kissed. They so used to just getting told all these lies. Because when a guy's just trying to sleep with you, he's just going to tell you lies to finesse you out your panties. You know, but she believes the lies. To the point now she talking to me last night talking about, I can't believe you just, like, you could say I'm funny or I got a good personality. And it's like, Shawty, I talked on the phone with you for a couple hours. Like, why do you think you're so hilarious? It's crazy to me, you know? And then last but not least is the upbringing of a lot of these very attractive women. They focus on their career. That's the only important thing to them, because that's what they single baddie mom taught them to do, to focus on their career. Don't rely on a man, because they got done dirty by a man. Now they teaching their daughters that they're going to get done dirty by a man too. You know, so that's why a lot of attractive people still suffer in dating. You know, did I say also with men, when it comes to like friends, I think it's more it's harder sometimes to find friends as an attractive man, because a lot of guys are gonna see you as a threat. And they're gonna feel like not enough coochie to go around. If you got options, if you slinging meat, you know, you piping these chicks down left and right, some guys aren't gonna want you around. Cause they gonna feel like there's not enough to go around for them. You know, and I think this is on both sides too, man. And this is why I don't preach hookup culture. Like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. But I think the more people you sleep with, the less satisfied you probably be. You know, if you go sleep with 100, 200 women, it's going to be hard to go settle down with one chick. And I think it's even worse when it comes to the women. If you done got piped down by 40, 50 dudes, I think it's going to be really hard for you to find one man and want to settle with him for the rest of your life. Because this buddy done had you on the bed, Batista bombing you, goddamn thrusting the hell at you. He done had that foot long in your guts. So you done got used to that treatment. Now you can't even rock with regular little Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? You can't rock with Billy where he like it vanilla. You done got slutted out so much. You done got used to all this crazy stuff. They licking your feet and goddamn putting their foot on your head and all types of shit. So now you like all this freaky, kinky, weird shit. That you done got used to other men. And this is why, like, a lot of time when I'm talking to a woman, if she likes some, like, outrageous stuff, I'm kind of, like, turned off by that. Like, who is doing all this stuff to you? Who is Batista bombing you on the bed? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you could be open and share what you really like, but sometimes it's like, it's just too extreme. It's just too much for me, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a chick that's like, oh, I need you to do this and need you to do that and need you to do... It's like, all right, shawty. It's cool to have fantasies, but you don't went too far. But that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.